this practice today sitting up on a block to give myself some space for my hips. Feel free to do so if that suits you. And open the knees wide, lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. And then I invite you to come inside. Lower the eyelids, close the eyes, index finger to thumb, palms down on the legs. This is a practice of Pratyahara. This is a practice of Drishti. Drishti means your concentrated attention or your sense withdrawal. It relates to the fifth limb of yoga, of Sri Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, or 8 limbs of yoga. But he actually never mentions Drishti in the 8 limbs of yoga. One of its first references is in the Bhagavad Gita, in a conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, where Krishna says, hold the body and head erect and gaze steadily at the tip of the nose. This is one of the first mentions of Drishti, and it was made very popular in the Ashtanga lineage by Pattabhi Jois. We still use it today in our Vinyasa practices to keep our focus inside. Remember, our goal in yoga is to look inside of oneself, listen to the body, and disengage from the outside world. Staying inside with your eyes lowered or eyes closed, your choice. I'll read to you from Swami Vivekananda. There's a pretty little Indian fable to the effect that if it rains when the star Swati is in ascendance and a drop of rain falls into an oyster, that drop becomes a pearl. The oysters know this, so they come to the surface when the star appears, and they wait to catch the precious raindrops. When the drops fall into them, quickly the oysters close their shells and dive down to the bottom of the sea, there patiently to develop the raindrops into pearls. We should be like that. First hear, then understand, and then, leaving all distractions, close our minds to the outside influences and devote ourselves to developing the truth within us. This is from Swami Vivekananda. The truth within us can be seen as we lower our eyelids and come deep inside. And Drishti, where we gaze in our practice, helps us to do that. Keeping our eyes lowered or closed, your choice, hands come to the heart, palms come together. Yoga is a cessation of the fluctuation of the mind. This is Yoga Sutra 1.2. And it sounds like this. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. I'll chant it again for you, then we can try it together. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Let's try it together. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And releasing the hands, opening the eyes. Sort of come into our 6 actions of the spine, and we'll take some pranayama during those. So go ahead and remove your block, gently opening the eyes, remove the block, come to face one side of your mat, or you could do it facing forward too. And we're going to separate our feet, the distance of our mat. Turn your fingers out is a little kinder to the wrists, roll the shoulders back, lift your heart. Exhale, drop both knees to the left, look right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Go the knees, left goes ahead. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, eyes go forward. Exhale, eyes try to go over the right shoulder. Inhale, eyes forward. Exhale, eyes go over left shoulder as knees go right. Keep moving. Great way to open the chest and the hips at the same time. Mind your gaze without having to look around. See if today you can just listen to the voice and follow the practice. Learning to trust ourselves is part of Pratyahara and part of Drishti. We don't need to always look at the teacher. Can we listen and find our own truth to what was said? Our own body's truth. If you don't know the posture, of course, it's fine to look forward or look up and find it. If you know it, see if you can move into it in the way that feels good to you today. All right, come back to neutral and lay down on your back. Take your hands to your belly and just breathe through the belly, inhaling and exhaling. If you close your eyes, you can come inside, practice a little sense withdrawal. And imagine you have a balloon in your belly. And that balloon expands on the inhale and it contracts on the exhale. See if you can let yourself breathe all by your body's self. Remove the control. Calm thoughts. I'm watching my breath as it arises and it falls. One more breath. This belly breathing is the calmest, most relaxing breathing you can take. Now take the arms over the head and you're welcome to open your eyes, but don't make a big stare of it, right? Slightly open the eyes, bring your feet together and walk now both feet over to the right, far right. Bend your upper body to the right, so you create a half moon shape. Both shoulders are on the floor and both hips are on the floor. You could even cross your left ankle above your right ankle, if you can keep your left hip on the floor. Gazes to the sky. This is a lateral flexion. So keeping the neck in a neutral position. When we look up, our drishti is expansive. The posture is expansive. If you were to look down in a pose, that's a grounding drishti, becomes grounded. Inhale, come back to neutral in your spine. Walk your feet back to the center, arms back overhead. You can hold on to your right wrist if you'd like. And walk your feet far left and reach your upper body to the left. Some call this posture Vinyasa, beautiful image. Bring your right foot on top of your left ankle if that feels comfortable for you. Lower your eyelids and visualize inside, instead a half moon shape, but a really luminescent half moon. Slow Ujjayi breath. Feel the light that you shine out to others. We can easily shine that light out to others when we know our true selves. If we're hiding, all that we send out is darkness. 2 more slow breaths here. One more slow breath here. And then come back to the center and take your feet back to the center. Now pull the knees in towards the chest and rock back and up, back and up. There's no drishti in transitions. So as we're transitioning forward to back, there's no real drishti. Keep your gaze centered. Be sure not to look around. Now we're going to stop when we come to the top and bring your hands forward, but pull the knees in nice and close. Lift your spine as tall as you can, chin towards the throat. Let's get expansive here. Turn the gaze up. Ujjayi breath. Keep the knees in nice and close. This is awareness of the core. If you get tired, bring your heels down. 2 more breaths. Keep it expansive. Keep gazing up. You don't have to lift your chin to gaze up. Just turn the eyes up. Beautiful. Cross the ankles. Hold on to the fronts of the feet. Roll over the feet and downward facing dog. Gaze is at the tip of the nose, but don't cross the eyes. Just gaze beyond the tip of the nose. Active legs. Feel the drop and the rise of the abdomen. One more Ujjayi breath. Looking forward because that's the direction you're going. So lift your head. Inhale, walk to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze into the navel. Inhale, lift, look through the third eye, lift halfway only. Exhale, gaze into the navel as you fold forward. Inhale, look to third eye, come up, Ardha Uttanasana, stretching out the hamstrings as much as possible and the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze to the navel. One more. Inhale, look to the third eye. Exhale, navel. Inhale, take the arms out to the sides, bend the knees, and rise up with a straight spine, turning your gaze up as you come up. And exhale, gaze down as your hands come down. So I'll explain a few more details on drishti. So common drishtis are the nose. You can gaze to your nose, but don't cross your eyes. The navel, we'll be using the navel. Far right, far left. Fingers and toes are common drishtis. When we move our arms, our drishti follows our hands, our arms. So we would look up, but please try not to lift the chin too high. You'll call me later and say, boy, my neck really hurts. So just turn the eyes up, beyond the third eye into the hands. And then when we bring our arms down, the gaze is more grounding. So some of the tips for drishti is there's no drishti between asanas. Be careful not to look around. And remember, when the arms are moving, our gaze follows the hands. When our spine is moving, the gaze follows the spine when our arms are not moving. Now we're going to play a little trick, a little game here, because sometimes people aren't sure where they should look. Remember, we're not looking at something, we're gazing beyond. So please put your index finger in front of you, come to the front of your mat, and I want you to stare at your index finger nail. Becomes a little tiring, a little tedious, yes? Now, your eyes might even be crossing. I want you to lift your gaze above the nail And you can still see the finger in the periphery, right? So that's drishti, gazing beyond something. It's not looking at something, it's not staring at something. It's a gaze beyond. Okay, now that we've gotten those ready, let's start in with our Surya Namaskar A. Bring the big toes together, heels apart. So as we reach our arms up, our gaze goes up. This is expansive, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, you can bend your knees or keep the legs straight, fold forward, Uttanasana, gaze into the navel. Inhale, Utthita is third eye. I forgot to mention that's another common drishti we'll use. Exhale, walk your feet back, no drishti in transition. You can swing forward, option one, keeping your gaze at your third eye. You can come to knees, chest, and chin, gaze at third eye, gaze is the same. Or you can take chaturanga, upward facing dog. So you choose. Still gaze is the same place, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. So keeping the gaze at the nose is better than the original gaze that was given for this posture, which was the navel. When we did that, we started to round the spine a little bit. So it's a little lighter drishti here. Three more Ujjayi breaths. Index finger parallel to the edge of the mat. Outer edges of feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. One more breath. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees. You're looking forward, no matter if you're going to walk or jump. Make your way to the front. Inhale, look to the third eye as you straighten the legs and lift the head. Exhale, navel. Inhale, arms come up. Eyes follow hands. Exhale, samastiti. We ground ourselves, ready for the next one. Inhale, eyes follow hands. Exhale, navel. Folding forward. Inhale, third eye. Lift the head. Exhale, make your variation or chaturanga, but keep your gaze at the third eye. Whole way through to your up dog, swing through, or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Here we're going to lift the right leg off the floor and open it into Adha Vrishika. Look under the right arm. Get some perspective to the right. The gaze up as high as you can. Exhale, right foot comes down. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Look under the left arm. Open the hip. Good. Exhale, left foot comes down. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward, walk or jump. Inhale, look to the third eye as you lift the head. Exhale, navel. Inhale, follow hands with your eyes. Exhale, ground yourself. Inhale, reach up. We have 5 Surya Namaskar A. This is 3. Exhale, forward fold, gaze to the navel. Remember these drishtis. Soon I won't be telling you. You'll have to remember them. Inhale, third eye. Exhale, third eye. Jump or walk back. Inhaling, third eye. Bhumadhya Drishti. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look under right arm as you lift the right leg, Adho Vrishika. Exhale, right foot comes down. Inhale, lift left leg, look under left arm. Good, really lift your knee. Exhale, left foot comes down. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Keep your gaze forward, please. Inhale, lift the head. A little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Gaze into the navel. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Gaze up. Don't lift your chin. Good. Exhale, arms down. I'll lead you in one more and you'll have one on your own. Inhale. Follow the hands. Exhale. Hands by feet, gaze into the navel. Inhale, look to third eye. Exhale, make your way back and down. But keep your head up, looking into the third eye. Good. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot comes up. Look under the right arm. Exhale, right foot comes down. Head goes to neutral. Inhale, left foot goes up. Searching for where the left foot went. Exhale, it comes down. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Place your fingertips firmly. Inhale, third eye. Exhale, navel. Inhale, follow the hands. And exhale, Samastiti. Gaze down. Ready? On your own, one time. Beautiful. Yes. Nice. Keep looking at that third eye until you've gone back to down dog. Lift one leg. Look under the arm of the leg you're lifting. Good. Other leg, then make your way forward. Don't forget the drishti. Look to third eye when you come forward, and then into the navel. Great. We're all at the back at the front of the mat again. All right. Inhale, reach the arms high, gaze up, beyond the hands. Exhale, forward fold. We're making our way into our vinyasa sequences. Gaze into your navel. Inhale, look to the third eye. And then exhale, make your way back in your vinyasa transition that you prefer. Lift your heart, look up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. You can put it behind your right hand, inside, or in the center, depending on how tight or open your hips are. Bring your arms out. This is warrior one. Now, to find the expansion in this pose, you really have to press down through your foundation, ball of foot, toes, internal rotation of thighs, then lift everything from the hips and turn your gaze up last. Make sure you're breathing an ujjayi breath. Tongue is up towards the palate. Eyes are steady. It's a slight disadvantage if you have a beautiful view outside. It does want to catch your attention. Try to keep your gaze steady. Remember, we're on the inside for this hour. One more breath. And take the left hand down and slide it down the back of the leg. Reach your heart high. Turn your gaze higher. This is even more expansive. 5 breaths. Reverse warrior one. Keep breathing. One more breath. Good. And then release the right hand down, left hand down. Take the left leg high and gaze into your navel as high as you can. You can let your hips open here a little bit. So to get this, vertical splits, feel free to take one hand to your ankle or both. You might find that's quite tricky gazing into your navel. So let's play a little bit with this. What if you looked to the ground, lifted your head a little bit, and grounded yourself? It makes the posture a little easier, right? Good. Now bring your hands down, bend your knee, either step back or jump back. Make your transition. Keep your gaze at the third eye. Good. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot forward. If you really want an open hip stance, put your left foot behind your left hand. Put your right foot way back and in line behind your right hand, like on railroad tracks. Inhale, rise. So if you feel unstable in this pose, you could gaze down to keep your stability. If you want expansion though, look up. Spread your toes, lift your arches, squeeze your thighs toward one another. Hips are facing forward. It's important to maintain positive thoughts with our drishti. Think of all the benefit you're getting from your practice today. Focus, concentration, finding your true happy nature. One more breath. And bring the right hand down. Slide it down the back of the leg. Turn your right hip forward though. Don't turn your hips to the right. And let's expand, get a little more expansive. Lift your heart, lift your head. You notice in back bends, you really bring your head back. That's massive expansion. We're turning this into a little bit of a back bend. Keep your gaze up. Positive thought. Keep rolling into the right toe of the right pinky toe of the right foot. Keep your front knee bent. Try to feel those things inside without having to look at me or your knee. Good, and then exhale, left hand comes down, right hand comes down, and lift the right leg high. You can open your right hip a little bit. If you gaze into your navel, it's a little bit trickier. You could gaze at your knee or the floor to make this a more grounded pose for you. When you look up, it's expansive. It's harder to balance. I'm gazing at my big toe. Both hands at the ankle if you can. One more breath. And place your hands down and hop back or walk back. Look to your third eye before you make your transition. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to step our right foot in the middle of our hands. You might want your block for this because eventually we'll be coming to Trikonasana and half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. So stand up, turning your back foot 90 degrees. And we're going to try warrior two, shoulders over the hips. Keep your front knee bent and both arms reaching out. Now turn your gaze over the front arm. See if you can bring your chin into alignment with the front arm. Now without looking back, is your back arm as high as your front arm, or is it above it or below it? Don't look back. Just feel. This is part of Pratyahara. Feeling your own divinity here. Two more Ujjayi breaths. Keep Mula Bandha engaged. Keep squeezing your front heel towards the arch of your back foot. Keep your legs very, very active. And straighten the right leg. And then swing your hips left and keep looking right because that's the direction your torso is going. Hand can be on a block or on your shin. Slowly open and gaze up. Now just for fun to experience drishti, turn your gaze down and notice how the posture, the energy of the posture changes. Drishti expresses the energy and the action of a pose. Now turn your gaze back up again. It changes, right? One more breath. And bend your right knee. Take your right hand or your block. You can step your left foot closer if you'd like. Right hand goes once in front of the right foot, twice, and once to the right. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Open your left hip, stack it above your right hip. directly above. Now you probably can't see that, so see it on the inside. Open your left arm high. If you need more grounding, look down. If you can, look straight in front of you. If you dare, gaze up. Expand. One more breath. And bend the knee and bring your left hand down. Option again. Remember, there's no drishti in transition. Option to walk back or hop back. Look to your third eye in your transition. So again, other side, warrior two to trikonasana to half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Step your left foot in between your hands. Open your right foot 90 degrees. Make sure there's a line between your left heel and the arch of the back foot. Open into warrior two. You might have to bring your palms up, stretch your chest a little bit first, and then come back into the original drishti, where you bring your chin into alignment with your left arm, gazing over the middle finger. Left knee just above the ankle. Spread your toes, lift the arches. Feel if your shoulders are just over your hips. Feel it. You probably can't see it. Come inside. One more breath. Then straighten the left leg. You may want your block on the outside of the left foot. As you swing your hips to the right, keep gazing left. Look left, look left, look left. There you go. Hand comes down to the shin, maybe to a block, maybe all the way to the toe if the right shoulder's open. Play with your drishti. Look down. How does that change the pose? It's grounded, but it's not expansive. This is a posture that asks us to expand into our light. Squeeze the legs and lift, root down and rise up. Root down through the toes, through the ball of the foot, the heel, through your quadriceps, and lift from there. Spread your fingers like a star. One more Ujjayi breath. Now bend your front knee. Slowly look at where you're going. It'll help. Step your right foot a little closer to your left foot if you need. Left hand goes in front of the left foot. Once, twice, once to the left. Stand up. Ardha Chandrasana. This can be done on your left knee instead if you prefer. Play with your drishti. What does it feel like when you bring your gaze down? The energy and the action of this pose is expansion. Try to lift your right leg higher than your hip today. See if you can just see your right toes up in the sky, almost reaching your hand. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And release your hand to the floor. And choose. Do I want to jump back or walk back? Gaze to third eye. Good. Chaturanga or variation. Up dog and down dog. Next, step your right foot in between your hands for high lunge. Left heel stays off the floor. Inhale, reach the arms high. It can be here, it can be here. Gazing directly in front of you is a very purposeful drishti. So if you have purpose, you're searching for purpose here, keep your gaze forward. Or just expand a little bit, lift your gaze up. Keep your back leg active, scissoring the legs toward one another. So you can focus on the grace of the pose, the upper body, the drishti, the beautiful breath. And bring your hands together at your heart. And we're going to twist to the right. Option to bring the left knee down if you need for balance. Slowly twist your left arm on the outside of the thigh, not the knee. Option again to bring the knee down. So the gaze here goes up beyond the right elbow to the sky. Can you see the sky? It makes it a little trickier. If you're looking down, it's much more grounded. See if you can turn your gaze either in the direction of your hands or all the way up to the sky. It changes the energy so much of the posture. Turns a very simple posture into a little trickier posture, a little more technical. Good, now come forward and either in one step or a couple of steps, you can hop it forward, warrior 3. Left toes facing the floor, hands at heart. 5 breaths. Gaze at the floor. Stay grounded. Spread your toes of your right foot. Feel your alignment. Is your sacrum flat? Are your left toes pointing down? One more breath. And you have the choice, hop up and back or walk back. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or just stay in your downward facing dog. Now step the left foot in between the hands into your high lunge. Last of the vinyasa sequences, reach your arms high. And then exhale, pull down, feel your strength. Turn your gaze up if you can. I know the balance is trickier with the gaze up towards the point between the ceiling and the wall, or towards the trees if you're outside. Challenge yourself. Root down and lift up. Slow the breath down and set your drishti. It's like setting the gear in your car. Do you want to be grounded? Do you want to go forward? Do you want to go up that big hill? Drishti goes up. Bring the hands to the heart and take a twist to your left now. Option to bring the right knee down. Make sure the arm goes on the outside of the thigh and not the knee. Slowly lift your rib cage from your thigh and turn your gaze up beyond the left elbow. I promise after these hip postures, you'll have some wonderful hip opening. Good, and come back to the center. Now you choose, maybe you want to step your right foot forward just a little bit more. Extend your torso forward and then straighten the left leg into warrior 3. Find your position. Sacrum flat, right heel pushing back, extending, like there's light coming in the heel going out through the top of the head. One more breath. And hands down, you choose jump or walk. Chaturanga or variation. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take the right leg up high, high, high to the sky. Stretch it up, Adho Vrishika, open the heart. Look under the right arm. Option to flip it over if you feel like, or stay in Adho Vrishika. Make it expansive, look up. One more breath. And release the posture, come back to neutral, downward facing dog. Take the left leg up high in the sky, bend the knee, open your left hip looking under the left arm. Option to flip it over or stay there. You can even go further, all the way into a back bend if you want. One more breath. And bring it back, downward facing dog. Right knee comes forward and bring your right foot behind left hand. Right knee tries to come behind right hand. Now we're going to swing our right hip a little to the right for pigeon. Ikapada Raja Kapotasana. Remember I promised we would get some hip relief after all of those standing poses? Here it is. So you can put your block under your right hip if it suits you. If your hip's not coming down and allowing your hip bones to turn forward. Your right knee and right hip are in one straight line. Left leg is behind you. Internal rotation. Take your thumb down to the outside of your mat and pull your fingers towards your thumb. That's a beautiful finger stand and will help you strengthen your wrists. Inhale, expansive, look up. Exhale, bend the elbows, gaze down and into the navel, into your heart. Inhale, look up into the third eye as you come up. Exhale, bend the elbows, gaze down. Inhale, rise. Looking up. Exhale, down. One more. Inhale, rise, look up. And exhale, internal drishti. Option 2, take your block if you'd like and put it under your forehead. Or not, walking further. 8 good breaths here. Two more breaths. Closing the eyes, coming back inside. Inhale, lift your head. Feel free to close your eyes as you lift your head. Lift your heart. And just feel your light shining out from the heart. Opening the eyes, take your left leg, wrap it around, and cross your legs, but in a fire log position. So I'll turn towards you so you can see that. My left leg went on top of my right leg. And this is called Agni Stambhasana. So it looks like fire logs, right? Move the muscles from the sits bones. You might need a block underneath maybe one knee if you have a cranky knee. Or if not working, bring your left foot in front of your right foot and take a nice deep cross here. Okay, inhale, lift your foot. Turn your gaze up because the arms are going up. Exhale, chin to the throat, reach forward. Again, option to put your block under your forehead. 8 good breaths. Close the eyes and go inside. Ujjayi breath. One more breath. Now lifting your head, slowly come back. Lightly opened eyes, not all the way, big stare, just lightly open, calm, unattached awareness. Left leg comes down to the mat and you swing your right leg back. So now we're going to bring our left knee and hip into one straight line. Bring the right thigh internally rotated and try to bring both hips forward. Again, if that doesn't work, bring your block under your left hip and that'll give you a lot more space in your hips. Your knee may not come down. You can also use a blanket under your whole left thigh. That's very useful. All right, it doesn't matter where your shin is, if it's forward or heel is in towards the groin, either one of those are fine. Feel a nice stretch through the hip flexors and the outer hips. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, slowly start to walk forward. We're not going to skip the cobras and put them at the end instead. Walk forward. Use your block if you need. Closing your eyes, can you see what's going on in your body? Can you roll your left hip back and see it moving back? And see your right hip rolling forward, pivoting forward, your right thigh turning inward, left thighs open and out. Now slowly bring your head up and bring your hands into those beautiful tented fingertips and bring them back to alignment with the front of your mat. Lift your heart. Exhale, bend your elbows forward, fold. 1. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend the elbows. 2. Inhale, lift. Good. 3. 4. One more. And 5. Giving some love to that left hip. Inhale, rise up, light eyes. Bring your right leg around and place your right foot just above your left knee. And left foot is very active as well. Check in if you need a block for your knees, you can use that under one of the knees. Or if that's not working, then just cross that one ankle in front. Cross your right ankle in front. This is Agni Stambhasana. A lot of my students love to call it agony Stambhasana. You can tell why, maybe, if you have tight hips. All right, we're going to bring our arms up, get expansive, and then pull the chin in. And reach your arms forward. Option to take your block, put it under the forehead. And coming into yourself. Come into your true nature. Come into your own light. Four more breaths here. Inhale, lifting the head. Exhale, walk your hands back towards the hips and bring your feet down. We're going to take the feet wide once again, as wide as your mat. Turn your fingers out and just rock out the hips. As you turn to your right, lift your head and look far right. Exhale to the center. Lift left. Look far left. So let your head go this time. Inhale. Twist. Turn your head in the same direction of your knees this time. And come back to neutral. It's a little neutralizer for the hips there. Let's see if we can turn the fingers back to face away from the back. We're going to come up into a table pose. If that feels too tedious on the wrists, you can turn your fingers out. That's a little more helpful on the wrists. Roll your shoulder blades together, and we're going to be expansive. So our gaze is going up. Inhale, lift the bottom, and lift as high as you can. Gaze up. Can you allow your head to waterfall back and even get more expansive here? Squeeze your tricep muscles. Press your ball of your foot down. Big toe presses down, your pinky toe presses down, both sides of the heel. Keep lifting the hips. One more breath. And release. Bottom comes, this lift carefully, bottom comes toward the heels, giving one last delicious stretch to the chest. Lift your chest high and lift your head. And walk your hands forward here. We're going to lay down on our backs and take a twist to neutralize the back bend. Check in with your breath though. Close your eyes. And let your breath be spontaneous in your navel area. And without opening your eyes, bring your right leg in towards your chest. Hold on to your shin or the back of the thigh. Cross the right leg over to the left. Extend your right arm long and gaze right, or turn your head right, I should say. Visualize, without opening your eyes, what you look like in this posture. A fallen angel, a pretzel, person in peaceful repose. Beautiful twist for the spine. And then without opening your eyes, bring your right leg back and release your right leg to the floor. Keep your eyes lowered or closed. Left leg comes in to the chest. Press your low back to the floor. Extend your tailbone towards your heel, your right heel. Now inhale deeply. And exhale, twist your left knee over to the right and stretch your body over to the left. The torso is twisting left. Eyes are closed. Turn up either edge of your mouth into a smile. Let your outer body express the peace in this posture. Let your outer pose reflect your inner pose. And then bring the left leg back. And without opening your eyes, bring your right leg in towards your chest. Stay inside a little longer. Rock side to side. Give your low back a massage. Keeping your eyes lowered or closed, stretch your legs to the sky. And press your heels up, palms up, shoulders on the floor, chin towards the throat, low back pressing down as much as you can. So there's this beautiful stretch happening between your heels pressing up and your belly button pressing down. Pelvis is active, perineum is active, belly button is down and up towards the heart. If you were to visualize this energy going on in your body, what would it look like? Keep pressing your heels up. Legs are very active. Very active pose. Press the heels in. Good. And then bend the knees in towards your chest. Lift your head towards your knees. Try to keep your eyes closed. Inhale deeply. Hold your inhale for 5 counts as you squeeze all of your body. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for Shavasana. Everything comes to the floor. Chin comes toward the throat. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back and lift your bottom a little and lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Visualize in Chidikasha, which is the eyes closed, the beautiful mental screen. Visualize this breathing. Visualize air coming in through the left nostril. Maybe it's a color or a texture. And see the air going out through the right nostril. Not using your hands, just your mind. Visualize air coming in through the right and going out through the left. In left. See it swirling out through the right. In right. And out left. And relax the breath. I'm reading to you from Annie Besant, who was head of the Theosophists Society in India for many years. She says, happiness exists perennially within you. It is your normal state. You have not to seek it. You will necessarily be happy if you get rid of the obstacles called pain, which are in the modes of the mind. Happiness is not a secondary thing, but pain is. And these painful things are obstacles to be got rid of. When they have stopped, you must be happy. And from Ralph Gates, non-doing is the key to happiness. To become happy, we simply have to stop making ourselves unhappy. Many of us don't believe it could be so simple. We're compelled to act out in ways that cause pain to ourselves or others. We act the way we do, we believe, because we are so unhappy. What we fail to see is that we are so unhappy because of our behavior. Aristotle wrote, what we have the power to do, we also have the power not to do. But many of us don't believe this. We have scripts for life, and we adhere to them unquestioningly. I cannot forgive so-and-so, we tell ourselves, even if that means we'll be trapped in an unhealthy relationship with this person that extends way beyond the grave. Another popular script says, I'm a person who does not make mistakes, therefore I cannot say I'm sorry. Yet another scripture says, in my family we are not like that, and we do not do this. There are as many scripts as stars in the sky, and none of them are true unless we make them true. We're not practicing yoga to take the edge off of us, or to loosen up, or to get in shape. We practice yoga to become free, and Pratyahara, our Drishti, helps us to become free. Let go of the scripts. Let go of the bindings. And just choose to be free. We come back into our freer selves, having done a good amount of Svadhyaya, self-study, through Pratyahara, sense withdrawal. We've worked on our goal, which is to look inside of ourselves, to listen to our body, and to disengage from the outside world. All done through Drishti. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and toes, hands, feet. Turn your head right and left. Take any other stretches you might need. When you're finished stretching, slowly make your way onto your right side, rolling over to the right. We'll stay here 5 breaths. Lay your head on your arm, turning your nose down. And gently place your left hand on the floor in front of your heart and bring yourself carefully to a seat. You may choose to sit on your blanket or your block. Hands back at the heart center. Yogash Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Our union with our higher selves, our inner selves, our true nature happens when the mind chatter stops. The way to turn off the mind chatter is through our simple gaze in one place, Pratyahara, Drishti. Om Yogashchita Vritti Nirodha together. Om Yogashchita Vritti Nirodha. Thank you so much for allowing me to lead your practice. Om Shanti.